I'm Wright. I was born on April 16, 1867 in Melville, Indiana, and this is my brother Orville, who was born 4 years after me.
Hi, I'm Orville Wright. I was born on August 19, 1871 in my family home in Dayton.
We're the Wright brothers. We are famous for being the first ones to invent a practical, controlled, man-powered flying machine. That means we were the first people that ever flew an airplane and made it go where we wanted it to go.
Our parents are Milton and Susan Wright. They met at college in Hartsville, Indiana, where our mom studied literature. Our dad was a minister there, and his work made our family move often. We spent most of our lives in Dayton.
We have two older brothers, Rushlin and Lauren. Rushlin got married and moved to Kansas City, where he was a farmer. Lauren also got married and helped us with our businesses and flight experiments. We had a set of twins born between us. Their names were Otis and Ida, but they only lived for a few days. Our youngest sister, Catherine, was the only one in our family to earn a college degree. She devoted almost her whole life to taking care of us.
Our house is at 7 Hawthorne Street. We lived there most of our lives. I was born there and Wilbur died there. We read lots of books, and our parents always encouraged us to read and learn about whatever interested us. Our mom let us work with tools and machines, and our dad supported us in our experiments. Hey Wilbur, remember that time when Dad came home from his house and brought us a flying toy?
Right, it was the Pennon helicopter. We called it the Bat. It was made from cork, a bamboo stick, a twisted rubber band, and a pair of paper wings. That is what got us interested in flight. We flew it all over until it broke. Then we built a new one by ourselves. We loved building and creating our own toys and doing our own experiments. We were both very good students, especially in math and science. When I was in my teens, I built a machine to help my dad. It folded the newsletters that he wrote for his work. I earned all of my high school credits at Richmond High School in Indiana, but my family moved to Dayton before I graduated, so I never got my diploma. I planned to go to Yale University to become a minister, but when some friends and I were playing hockey, a stick hit me in the mouth. It knocked out some of my front teeth. I needed to have surgery to fix the damage. I was really embarrassed to even go out of the house, so I never went to college. I stayed home during my long recovery and read lots of books and took care of my mom during her illness with tuberculosis. She died in 1889 when I was just 22 years old and Orville was 18.
I didn't graduate from high school either, but it was because I dropped down in the 11th grade. I didn't think school was challenging enough. I decided to start my own printing business in 1886. We called it Wright and Wright Job Printers.
Wilbur and I even built
our own printing press instead of buying what I had made. We printed 5 newspapers, but then we decided to start our own bicycle shop in 1892 because everyone was excited about the new bicycle craze. We were 21 and 25 years old at that time.
Orville, I remember that we started our own bicycle business called the Wright Cycle Company. We designed 2 of our own bicycles named the Van Cleve and St. Clair after our ancestors. We moved our shop 5 times, but it was always just a few blocks away from our home. In fact, we often walked or rode our bikes to work. One time after I sold a bike to a customer, I was twisting the box in opposite directions, and I figured out that is how we could move the airplane's wings. I showed Orville, and we immediately began building a model the very next day.
I got very sick in 1896. We learned that I had typhoid fever, which is a disease that people get from contaminated water. I was strong and survived, but most people who got typhoid fever died. While I was recovering, we learned that Al Lilienthal had died from his glider crash. He was a German man, the designer of gliders. Gliders are like airplanes except they don't have engines. Lilienthal's death was a turning point for Wilbur.
I became really interested in the problems of flight in 1899. Both Orville and I decided to read everything we could about flight. Our number one goal was to figure out how to control an aircraft while it was in the air. We knew we had to have control and balance, otherwise the aircraft wouldn't be practical. We studied birds and how they were able to fly. A bird tilts and twists its wings to fly, so we needed to figure out how to make the wings of an aircraft tilt and twist.
one day.
One day when I
After I sold a bike?
After I sold a bike tube to a customer, I was twisting the box in opposite directions, and I figured out that is how we can move the airplane's wings. I showed Orville, and we immediately began building the model the very next day.
We returned to him and worked on improving our models by making them bigger and stronger. We used our knowledge from balancing a bicycle to help us learn how to balance an airplane. We built a cradle for the pilot's hips to control the wing warping, like a bird twists and turns its wings.
We returned?
We returned to North Carolina in 1901, but this time we went to Kill Devil Hills, which is just a few miles south of Kitty Hawk. We practiced a lot of flights there, but we couldn't match the wing marking system. Then we began to think man would never fly.
In 1902?
In 1902, we decided to stop using any of the other scientists' research, and we relied on our own intelligence. We built the world's first wind tunnel and studied the effects of the wind on the aircraft. We returned to Kill Devil Hills. This was the first time that Orville took a turn flying the aircraft. Orville figured out that we needed to make the tail movable, and I decided that we needed to connect the movable tail to the wing warping system. After that, we had several successful flights and even set records.
We wanted to build a control-powered aircraft, so we added an engine and two propellers to our glider and named it the Flyer.
We returned?
We returned to Kitty Hawk in 1903.
Did you know that
we flipped a coin to see who would be the first to fly it? Wilbur, but his first flight was unsuccessful. Then it was my turn. On December 17th, 1903, at 10:35 a.m., we had finally accomplished our goal. Our first control-powered flight was 120 feet long in just 12 seconds. I was 31 years old and my brother was 36. We returned home and worked.
we came back home?
We came back home, but we needed to find a more convenient place to practice flying. We rode the Tri to Huffman Prairie, which is just a few miles from our Dayton home.
We built a hangar?
We built a hangar and a catapult to help us take off in 1904.
We practiced flying?
We practiced flying nearly every day. It was tricky because we had to fly over cows and thorn trees. We continued to make improvements to our aircraft by making the pilots separate and making it possible to carry passengers. After flying successfully for about 6 years, it took my 81-year-old dad in the plane for a once and only time. We went 395 feet when he yelled, "Higher, Orville, higher."
We applied for a patent so no one else could steal our inventions. We demonstrated our flying skills. People were amazed. We started our own company called Wright Company to make and sell our airplanes. Orville even taught other people how to fly. I became sick in 1912 with typhoid fever and died at the age of 45. Orville retired from the business 3 years later and became a millionaire.
I moved into a mansion called Hawthorne Hill that Wilbur and I designed. I lived there with my dad Milton and my sister Catherine. The Wright brothers were honored with many memorials. Huffman Prairie is now part of the Wright Patterson Air Force Base. Henry Ford moved our family home, shed, and bicycle shop to Greenfield Village in Dearborn, Michigan, so that others could feel in our life experiences. I suffered 2 heart attacks and died in 1948 at the age of 76. Our bodies are buried along with our family at the Woodland Cemetery in Dayton, Ohio.
Very good. Okay, you got some good things to show us?
Here is the fabric that we used from the airplane. It's muslin cotton fabric. You'll each get to have one and keep it.
Everyone just pass it on.
Airplane. Which way did they fly it?
What? Does anyone know which way they flew the airplane?
Aiden.
What?
And that is
What? Like this? What you mean?
Alright. What was the question? Which way did they fly the airplane? This way or this way?
This way.
I know, got me too. Or this way.
And here are two quarters that
On your
have Rover and Orville on them. This is the Ohio quarter. I'll pass that around. And here's the North Carolina quarter. This one. This is the point we think they used when they were kids, but it had one of these right down here, so it has two. And they take a little bit and pull it back, they let go, and it'll fly into the air. And here are the little bike tube boxes, and you each can try to do this. Hold the top corners and just twisting them back and forth. We do this Saturday.
Tell us a few things about your time too. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'll be quiet.
Can you hold your breath for until I say go and then stop?
Okay, so we're gonna hold our breath.
Until I say go. When I say go, hold it and then stop.
Okay. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
All right.
Go. Stop. Did you know you just held your breath longer than the first flight?
Was it very long?
These are the timeline, which is about the most important things in our life. When I was born, an orphan was born. And when our dad gave us the toy, and I got hit with the hockey stick, when Orville started the printing press, when our mom died, and we started the bicycle business, and Orville got sick, and we both decided to research flight, and then we went to Kitty Hawk, and when we found out about the wind weapon system, and then the wind tunnel, Flyer had the first powered flight. We practiced flying on Fort Prairie. We demonstrated our flying skills. We built a factory to sell airplanes. I died. Orville took Wright Company business. Melton dies, our dad. Then Jonah dies. So this is like a baseball that we'll each get one. That's Those are notebook. It's all about our life that we.
Can you just open it and show them a couple pages and you don't have to show everything?
Here's where we were at Greenfield Village, and someone was telling us about the airplanes and what the Wright brothers did. Here's at Huffman Prairie. Here's the catapult that they use. And there was a weight that's up here, and when they drop it, the airplane would run down the track, and then it'd go up in the air. Here is another picture at Huffman Prairie.
Hold on. Can't wait to look at that. Yes.
Here are the whirlicopters.
Girl like baseball.
That's just me. It's like a little video.
Yeah. That's the first time you ever had twins do a thing together?
Yeah, I think so.
Or anybody ever do?
Yeah, really haven't had.
Any
I
questions?
don't remember Madison's class that we did.
Any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Orville or Wilbur?
Do it the other way. Cadence.
How did you second?
I got typhoid fever. Aiden?
Did you hurt while you were a kid?
No.
Where did you go to, in the book, where did you go to find all of those things about Orville and
We went to Dayton. Everything in here is Dayton.
Where did you guys go to school at?
I went to Richmond High School in Indiana. And I went to a Dayton high school. I went to Dayton Central High School.
We talked about elementary things and so.
Yeah, like baseball, like this is all this stuff that you're getting this floors.
Oh, we got it fun. What'd you get?
And the scores.
Shelby.
How did you make your own toy area?
We didn't really make this at all, but
I know, but I meant for like the real life. Let me see.
fabric
Have you felt it?
down from a bicycle.
If you do it this way,
Those
do it
things.
this way.
We use tools and bicycle parts. We use the chain
I'm gonna throw
and
this
lots of
at
bicycle parts.
Okay.
I never saw that book yet.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
It might not have been over
Yeah, I
there
don't
yet.
think it did.
I thought you passed it right there. Wait, where's your dad?
All right, any other questions?
Where's your
Okay,
dad?
we'll put things out and we can look at the projects again.